My sheep hear my voice, and the stranger they will not follow, but will flee from him, for they know not the voice of strangers.
Outsourcing, present participle. Shalom.
Shalom.
Welcome back to Shepherd and Sheep, where we walk in the direction of the voice of the Chief Shepherd. Obtaining goods or service from an outside or foreign supplier, especially in place of an internal source, this is outsourcing. Here in America, we've heard this term time after time. Many people have lost their jobs due to employers paying others cheaper wages in other countries. There are some disadvantages of outsourcing, such as limited control and flexibility, decline in employee morale, even decreased security. This doesn't sound so good. Well, we sheep sometimes outsource and may not realize it. How is this possible? When getting so-called help from other places outside of going to Yah first is outsourcing. Running to doctors, psychiatrists, religious institutions, and other so-called help sources without Yah sending us is how this is done. Some have fought for certain rights, protested on the streets, even signed certain bills seeking help, and not considered getting real help from the one and only one that can help us. This is outsourcing on the highest level. This has limited control and flexibility, causes a decline in morale, and decreased security. Our highest security is the Most High Yah. After going to the shepherd, if Yah commands the sheep to use such resources, then by all means, obey the commands.
I will instruct you and teach you in the way which you shall go. I will guide you with my eye.
Yah didn't tell his sheep to run to the world first. He says he will instruct us in the way in which we shall go. We must grow in Abba, our true Father, and flee from the world for our help. Let's prove this by going into the scriptures. In 1 Kings chapter 15, we're told,
Asa began to rule over Judah in the 20th year of Jeroboam's reign in Israel. He reigned in Jerusalem 41 years. His grandmother was Maacah, the daughter of Absalom. Asa did what was pleasing in Yah's sight, as his ancestor David had done. He banished the male and female shrine prostitutes from the land and got rid of all the idols his ancestors had made. He even deposed his grandmother Maacah from her position as queen mother because she had made an obscene Asherah pole. He cut down her obscene pole and burned it in the Kidron Valley. Although the pagan shrines were not removed, Asa's heart remained completely faithful to Yah throughout his life. He brought into the temple of Yah the silver and gold and the various items that he and his father had dedicated.
we see here that Asa was a righteous king up to this point because he had heard and obeyed Yah. Asa eventually lost his hearing, which is told here in 2 Chronicles chapter 14 and verses 5 and 6.
So Asa's kingdom enjoyed a period of peace. During those peaceful years, he was able to build up the fortified towns throughout Judah. No one tried to make war against him at this time, for Yah was giving him rest from his enemies.
Verse 11 and 12 demonstrates that Asa was able to defeat the Ethiopians because he cried out to Yah for his help. Then we read in 2 Chronicles chapter 15 and verse 19,
So there was no more war until the 35th year of Asa's reign.
Asa enjoyed such a long period of peace that a sense of complacency was allowed to settle upon him. as told in chapter 16 and verses 1 to 3, the next time trouble came to him, he did not rely on Yah.
In the 36th year of Asa's reign, King Mosheh of Israel invaded Judah and fortified Ramah in order to prevent anyone from entering or leaving King Asa's territory in Judah. Asa responded by removing the silver and gold from the treasuries of the temple of Yah and from the royal palace. He sent it to King Ben-Hadad of Aram, who was ruling in Damascus, along with this message: "Let there be a treaty between you and me, like the one between your father and my father. See, I am sending you silver and gold. Break your treaty with King Mosheh of Israel, so that he will leave me alone."
The might of King Mosheh instilled fear in Asa, to the point that he sought the protection of another powerful king of his day, King Ben-Hadad of Aram, a heathen ruler of Damascus. Can we see the outsourcing here? The situation was so bad. 2 Chronicles chapter 16 verses 7 to 10, Yah sent Hanani, the seer, known to us today as a prophet, to speak to Asa.
At that time, Hanani the seer came to King Asa and told him, "Because you have put your trust in the king of Aram instead of in Yah your Elohim, you missed your chance to destroy the army of the king of Aram. Don't you remember what happened to the Ethiopians and Libyans and their vast army, with all of their chariots and charioteers? At that time you relied on Yah, and he handed them over to you. The eyes of Yah search the whole earth in order to strengthen those whose hearts are fully committed to him. What a fool you have been. From now on you will be at war." Asa became so angry with Hanani for saying this that he threw him into prison and put him in stocks. At that time, Asa also began to oppress some of his people.
Unfortunately, Asa didn't hear the voice of Yah in the seer, so he did not repent. As the story goes on, Asa gets a foot disease and outsources again, this time to physicians, which cost him his life. Please go back and read these chapters while thinking deeply on what Yah is showing his sheep. Today, as we ponder on the words of this lesson, let's think of ways that we have been outsourcing and take these ways before our Elohim. Allow Yah to instruct us, and then let's be obedient to all his commands. Let's not run to the world, but run straight to the voice of the Chief Shepherd. Check out the links below. Like, subscribe, and share. Shalom, and stay strong.